Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to an update for the live stream for charity that we're doing this weekend, the Extra Life Charity live stream. First of all, in like 24 hours, we've already reached $1,600 worth of donations, which means we're already ahead of what we did last year, and that makes me just so incredibly happy, guys. I'm blown away by you guys. And it doesn't matter what you're giving. We've gotten $1, we've gotten $5, we've gotten $20, $25, we've gotten some $100 donations, and we've even got a $1,000 donation, which certainly helped to make things go a heck of a lot faster. But I'm still... Stop moving around, you. I'm still really excited for this weekend. We're going to have such a blast together doing the live stream. Great news. I was able to talk to a few game companies and PR companies, and I've got a bunch of keys set up for free games for people that I'm going to give out during the live stream. I've got Crusader Kings 2, I've got Amnesia, Machine for Pigs, I've got Race the Sun, I've got a few others. We'll give them out as we go, as we do the live stream. Donating is not needed for getting the free giveaway keys. Just show up to the stream, participate in the stream. That's all I ask. We're gonna have a great time together. Show up, and yeah, we'll have a blast. We're gonna start at 11 a.m. Eastern time, and go from there. At the very least, I'm gonna be streaming until about 3 in the afternoon Eastern, because that's actually when we start the oh, it's locked. Start the Artemis games. And then, if the donations keep coming in, we might keep streaming after that. We might keep streaming well into the night. The more you give, the more I will stream, so please give generously. Of course, it's for a good cause. Extra Life is really cool because 100%... apparently, I haven't personally checked the numbers, but apparently 100% of what they get goes to charity. It's all very volunteer driven, not much in the way of overhead, so, it really, the money does go a long way. All the donations should be tax deductible as well. If you're in the States, I think it's instantaneous. If you're Canadian, you will get a tax receipt later on, and if you're outside of those two countries, I actually don't know what the process is. I can't guarantee that the process is going to work for a tax deduction for your country. I just don't know how that works. But for Canada and the United States, I know 100% that it works, at least. So... yeah, so it's all for good cause. We should have a blast, lots of games. Hopefully we'll try to get in maybe some multiplayer games. We'll see. I'll probably switch up a lot because that's what I tend to do during these live streams, just to keep it fresh and exciting and get in as much different content as we can, as opposed to doing a marathon of just one game. We'll try to mix it up as much as possible. If we do any multiplayer stuff, usually I try to stick to games that are free to play, just because then it's easier to guarantee that everyone can get in there. Although I'm not discounting the possibility of doing an EU4 or Civ 5 kind of multiplayer game. It's going to depend on lots and lots of logistics. Multiplayer games are actually like quite a bit of work to set up, and they don't always work in a sort of dynamic live stream kind of setting. So it's really going to come down to how things are working at any given moment, and also that's a new item. Exactly what kind of energy level and things that I've got going on. So yeah, we'll just play it by ear. Heck, frankly, I can't stop playing Path of Exile, which is free. We could start a guild, actually, and level up in Hardcore League. It's a definite possibility. If I'm still so addicted to playing Path of Exile by Saturday as I am now, we might be doing a lot of Path of Exile. And just talking about stuff, because it is sort of a mindless click fest in a way. It's pretty good for discussing various topics, except for the fact that I do find myself doing a lot of umming and ahhing. It's just enough brain power that I can't keep up a perfect flow of speech, but other than that, we should be okay. Take a look at items from time to time. I guess it's whenever I have to read text. I run into a rare and I've got to read the modifiers. Anyway, that is what I wanted to throw out for this update. Yeah, so free game giveaway and live stream and donations coming in well. Please keep donating. There will be a link down below. If you donate, you can also put in a note to me in there. So if you got any special requests for the live stream, for example, that's the place to put them. If you've got a game you want or something else you want to do, if you put in a big donation, you could even request that I wear my Halloween costume for the live stream. You know, so there's incentive. Give big, make crazy requests, and we'll see what we can do. All right. Ooh, 4 linked. Well, it's not 4 linked. It's 3 linked. Interesting colors. Not the right kind of stuff for me. I don't think it's worth actually saving. Oh, Sorry, I do that a lot for items. I'm still relatively new. Like, there's lots of people. There, you know, there's a dedicated set of super duper. I got lots of fire resist. Path of Exile streamers who are super brilliant at this game. And I'm not one of those, but maybe we'll get there. Oh, now that might turn out handy. Should we take a look at that? No. I think, because I do use swords. Elegant, or Eagle Slicer, Elegant Foil. It's got the 10% quality built in. The bonus to physical damage, the lightning damage added as well. And some stun, and even more crit. I'm not really a crit-based build, though. Just at a glance, what would it do to my DPS to replace either one of my swords? Oh, it's a definite upgrade. Alright, well then. You can put that aside. Look at that bad boy. Huge. The 28% increased physical damage is really good, although I'm tempted to do some sort of reroll on this. I think it's too early to be wasting currency on doing the rerolls, but there we go. You know, I'm going to keep playing. I'm in the mood to keep playing and keep talking. I've got a little bit of time, I think, yeah, before I have to go to the gym, so let's chit-chat. When I finally got my Let's Try of this video up, YouTube was giving me a huge hard time. It was refusing to process the video. Like, I uploaded it more than once, and it just was not going. I had to re-encode it. I tried different bit rates, even though normally it's fine. Just YouTube had a bad day. I would get error messages going into edit some of my videos, and yeah, it was rough. So finally got up there, which makes me happy. And a lot of people thought it looked cool. A lot of people had tried it earlier in the beta and were talking about maybe taking another look at it. And then there was a few people who were like, "This looks like a Diablo ripoff," which is just. I mean, I guess that's inevitable, right? And this has always happened. Like, first-person shooters for the long time, they were all just Doom ripoffs, right? And like, oh, this is just a Doom ripoff. Like, oh my God, how could you do that? And frankly, even Doom was just a Wolfenstein ripoff. And then everything was just a Quake ripoff. And then finally, you know, there was a few others started to get established, and it just, you know, okay, first-person shooters are just a genre, right? We don't talk about. Might be able to do something with that. We'll see. We don't talk about the idea that Battlefield or Call of Duty are Quake ripoffs, right? That's just they're first-person shooters. And people are like, oh, the interface in this game is it's obviously copied from Diablo. It's like, really? What? Because there's like health and mana and hotkeys? You know, those existed before Diablo, right? Health orbs existed before Diablo. Just like ludicrous, the sort of things people say. In fact, my retort to this is not a Diablo 2 wannabe. This is what Diablo 3 wanted to be, what it should have been. And wasn't, because in my mind, this is just way, way more enjoyable. I like the pacing of the game a lot more, and I like the character options a lot more. Oh, a nice trail of blood. That's clearly going to be good. Whoa. This is new. Huh. Yeah, see, I've never been to this act. I'm fighting Piety? Okay, well, I know for a fact that Piety's like the final boss of the game, so there's no way that this is the real Piety fight. There we go. She's just going to pour it out. Take my loot with her. Alright, at least we've rescued this guy, I guess. Find Clarissa in the slums. Alright, well, we will try to do that. Yeah, so, and the thing is, action RPGs, well, action RPG is a little broad. You know, these are sort of Diablo-style action RPGs, but you refer to these games just as action RPGs. They're a genre, and there's a certain, like an interface, the user interface, the graphical user interface is the language that a game uses to communicate with the player, okay? It's not actually triple linked. It's a lot of armor, though. What do I have on my head? Yeah, okay, I'm fine then. Yeah, so the GUI is how the game communicates to the player. It talks to the player, and the player can talk to the interface talk to the game through the interface by clicking on things, by hitting hotkeys, that sort of thing. And the fact of the matter is that this happens to be there's a certain type of language that you use for action RPGs, and they look like this sort of thing. You need to communicate to the player what your current health and mana levels are. You need to have actions and abilities that you can use. And if you play anything, if you play Torchlight, if you play Titan's Quest, if you play, I don't know, others, I'm having a hard time coming up with a whole pool of examples to give, but they're all going to be kind of samey, because this is after many, many iterations of different types of games. I mean, hell, if you play something like Baldur's Gate, it's not too different from this, even though Baldur's Gate is quite a different game. You know, this is what you call a proper RPG as opposed to an action RPG, and it's got some things that are slightly different, but that's it. Because it's a slightly different game, it calls for a slightly different user interface. So, okay, I'm supposed to find Clarissa in the slums. These are the slums, right? Yeah. Where the hell am I going? Anyway, and so that's it. So the interface is always going to be a little bit samey. And other than that, I mean, the game mechanics are so different. Like, yes, you can easily pick up something and say the similarities. Like anything, you can say that, oh, Microsoft Word is just such a ripoff of WordPerfect or something. Well, they both fulfill a similar function, therefore they will have a similar form. But the differences are really meaningful, and it comes down to, well, the idea of a gargantuan passive tree, right, is one thing. The idea that all your active abilities, all your skills, are done through gems, which are equipped into your items, and there can be links between these gem sockets, and some of the gems are actually just passive effects that boost your active abilities. The combat mechanic and how the combat calculations are done are completely different in terms of how accuracy, evasion, dodge, armor, energy shield, shield block. Yeah, I think that covers most of it. Oh, and critical strike, how all these things interact with one another. Well, that's kind of interesting. We might look at some of those. They are all different, right? They've got a very different combat mechanic than Diablo. How your stats contribute to your character is quite different as well. You know, in Diablo 3 anyway, your damage is very much tied into your primary attribute, and that is not the case at all in this game. Strength does a very specific thing. It increases melee damage, it increases armor and health. Sorry, life and melee damage, that's all. Dexterity increases accuracy and evasion, and intelligence gives you more mana and boosts your energy shield. All three of them are tied to a defensive stat, but that's it. They're not tied to a class. In fact, your class is very meaningless compared to what your class is in Diablo, which is, you know, it's dramatic. It's very different. What's my current quest? I gotta go back in town. Okay, let's do that then. Quickest way to do that, go to login screen, and then log back in. So yeah, so you know, the accusation is ludicrous. Obviously, the people who made this game played Diablo and, you know, looked at, okay, what elements work, what don't work, what do we want to change just because we've got a really cool idea, and it's not that Diablo did thing X, Y, and Z wrong. It's that we want to try A, B, and C instead, because that makes for an interesting and different game, like the idea of these currency items, which is just like crazy. So I'm just saving a bunch of crap right now because I'm going to analyze things later. Oops. That's technically not a quality item. So you know what? I'll see it there. Because at some point I go back and sell all that stuff and make some blacksmith stones, and hey, I got a gem reward. Interesting. What do I want? Smoke mines, dominating blow. Like, there's so much variety here. I don't even have to take something I need for this character. I could take something that I want for another character. Rejuvenating totem, frenzy. I might start doing some charge-based stuff, like frenzy charge, endurance charge, which I could get with a warlord's mark. Actually, might not be a terrible idea. Cyclone is actually quite fun because I can do a spinning move. I've got a couple of different ways to go through people right now, though. I've got my leap slam and I've got my whirling blades, and I haven't really decided what I want to do. Enduring cry is a very easy to get endurance charges, a very easy way to get endurance charges right now, and I might not need endurance charges at this time. It's very easy. You cast it. You can cast it once every 4 seconds. It will, assuming there's at least one enemy within range, it will always give you 1 endurance charge. And if the more enemies there are, the more charges you will get. Here, the ratio is currently 9 endurance charges per 100 nearby enemies, but as the gem levels up, that will get higher. I think right now, I've got a cap of 3 total endurance charges at this time. There's all sorts of passives and things I could take that would give me a higher cap. And each endurance charges reduces the damage I take, both elemental and physical, by 5%, I believe. And what's great is that this is an actual flat 5%, calculated before everything else. I'm really tempted to do the Warlord's Mark, actually. The Leech might be good. Both just need pure strength, though, which might be a little hard to pull off. You know what? I want Frenzy. I want to kill things faster. We're going to switch some of the ways that our abilities work, I think. I think I'm going to put Frenzy on my left click as just a flat melee, like a single target melee thing. I'm going to move my double strike, which is actually linked to the melee splash. So it's actually really good splash damage. I'm going to put that on my right click instead. So let's just throw that in anywhere here. We're going to give this a try. And then on my middle mouse button, I was using Flicker Strike, which is a pretty good way to catch up to people, but I think I'm going to put Leap Slam on my middle click, so I can just middle click places to jump there. Alternatively, I do have these two bound to the 2 buttons on my mouse under my thumb, so that's a definite possibility as well that I can play with. I still like Flicker Strike. Alright, we can toy with some different ideas. Cross the river. Oh, I think a new door opened up. So I've emptied my stuff. Yes, there was another quest over here, potentially. Alright. So yeah, anyway. So, is it a Diablo-like game? Of course it is. But is that a bad thing? I don't think so. Apparently I don't go through there. How do I leave? Oh, I have to go back to the slums. Oh, okay. Alright, so there's going to be another way out of the slums. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. So yeah, I haven't decided what my main movement ability will be. Leap Slam, I think, may go further than Whirling Blades. I'm not sure if it makes a difference. Let's click off on the far end of the screen here. Try that again. Doesn't go the full screen. Oh, that's very interesting. The Whirling Blades will instantly go in the direction of my mouse. And will stop short, you know. It just, my mouse is basically just giving a direction. Oh, literally a direction. Because even if I go here, it will go the full direction of the Whirling Blade. But the jump actually just jumps you to that place. I can even go at my feet and just AoE that area. Now, the jump does let me jump over things. Does the flicker does? No, it doesn't. Oh, okay. So I want to use the jump then. Yeah. The flicker cannot go through walls. It's also got a bit of a cooldown animation at the end, and I don't think the jump does. Well, I guess it does. Okay, so the green orbs, those are my frenzy charges. So I'm planning on using the left click when I fight, you know, some rare or something like that that is personally going to need more damage to kill, or any single target. Each frenzy charge is giving me an attack speed boost. I think if I go to charges, yeah, frenzy charges, I can have up to 3. I get 5% more attack speed per frenzy charge. And they last, I think, 10-ish seconds. Yeah, see, they just faded away there. So I could build them up on my left click in general. And then, you know, just switch the right click when I get the 3 charges every time. But I'm not convinced that that's a good way to go. Interesting tri-linked item. Actually, there's no way that's going to be good enough, right? No. Alright, so I don't know where the other exit is. Can I go through the sewers, actually? Is that where I'm supposed to go right now? Maybe. Maybe I go through the sewers to get across the river. You know, that's what I get for not reading the quest description. Nope, still locked. Okay. Still like Flicker Strike. Just teleport to someone. And actually, Flicker Strike works slightly better now that I've got the Frenzy charges. See, I can leap over this to get to these guys. Single target that down. Might work. I'm a little shy on the mana, though. It's one of the things the Warlord would have. Oh, there's the timer on my charges. Okay, very handy. The Warlord's Shout, the Curse, would give me some mana leech, which might be kind of handy. Because I don't have the Blood Magic-y stuff right now. I don't think I'm going to take the Blood Magic Capstone ability, which is very cool. It lets you... your mana gets set to 0, and instead all your spells cast out of your health pool. Which might sound bad, but you're going to have a pretty deep health pool in general. And... there we go. And you can also get a lot of mana regen. Oh, a 4-link Plated Greaves. And Moonstone Ring is just Energy Shield. I don't want that. Oh, that is very good. Now, my current Plated Greaves are 12 quality and rare. But linkages are pretty nice. Might not matter right now. I guess I don't actually need that many sockets at this time. But I'm going to bank it anyway. I might be re-rolling a Marauder anyway, because Marauders are awesome. Awesome fun. I'm getting too obsessed about the fact that I'm seeing like many linked items right now. I'll probably find a much better multi-linked helm. Can I get through here? Nope, not even jumping. Okay. Nice dead end. Alright, let's put that back there. Kind of running a little low on topics. Actually, there's lots of stuff I want to talk about, but... it's funny, I watch some live streams for Path of Exile. Alright, there's lots of pretty big live streamers for Path, and it's really amazing how many people just keep watching it. Because, I don't know, there's not even that much to talk about as I'm experiencing here. Like, as terms of game, right? I'm not really doing stuff. So, oh, here I am smashing things. Here I am smashing some more things. I think it's a pretty good background for discussing other random stuff, though. It might be... whoa. Well, that's an interesting graphic glitch. It might be an excellent backdrop for my my just regular Let's Chats, or Let's Talk About Things. Except for the fact that I keep distracting myself with items. I suppose I have non-magical grand mana flasks right now. So let's ID that. Good. Like it. Just get rid of the old one. I could keep those around for future characters, but I'm mostly going to accumulate magic ones or quality ones. I'm going through mana way too quickly, though. When I level up, it's... oh, and that's right, that's the other problems. Using these uses a full freaking charge of the mana pots. Yeah, what am I leveling up? Oh, my melee splash gem. Excellent, don't mind if I do. I still lift clicking on things by default, though. Although I should try to keep those frenzy charges up. Oh, it reset. All it needs is 3 swings, and then I'm good to go on my right click again. Is that all that's in here? More or less. There's something to read. Where was that? Is it on the outside? There we go. Ancient graffiti. If you find all of them, there's an achievement. The game does actually have some interesting backstory here and there, but that's not why you play these games. I did like Titan's Quest for that, though, because it's all like mythology. Greek, Egyptian, Babylonian, what's the last area? China, I guess? Some sort of Chinese mythology and god-type characters. You know, it's not like the Diablo story was brilliant, but man, did they have good cutscenes, though. Made all the difference. This map is actually kind of annoying. A little too maze-like. I mean, I guess the dungeons are always maze-like, but... Somehow less so. Or they feel like they should be maze-like. I'm used to the outside areas being just so open and easy to navigate. Ah! I missed my right click on the frenzy. I suppose, I mean, I could... Interesting, that's got some potential. I could put my melee AoE on my frenzy hand. I mean, DPS is much higher on my right click. We got the marketplace here. The thing is, I'm pretty sure the zone I'm in probably has a waypoint. Just gonna cross over and double check my map here again. It does, and I would really like to find the waypoint. Let's keep exploring here. It's level 29, so I'm not getting a ton of XP because I'm actually a little bit over leveled. I'm being kind of cautious about things because of the, well, because it's hardcore. So I've refarmed a couple areas just to make sure that I kind of stayed ahead of the XP curve. Oh, I guess there was an area back here I left. So yeah, I haven't decided how much blood magic I'm putting in. I'm not going to grab the capstone talent because I think I also want to run auras. And the problem is, as of 1.0, all the auras are really brutal. So the way these work, they reserve a certain percentage of your mana, which is a mechanic I love, which is also not in Diablo. It is in Titan's Quest though, and a few other games, and it's something that I love. I'm sad that it's not in Diablo because I think it should have been. I think that was an actual big mistake. But yeah, so you turn on this aura, and instead of having to recast it every 30 seconds or 2 minutes or something like that, half the time you forget to recast it. Instead, what happens is it just eats a certain portion of your mana pool, and it just reserves it, it just keeps it. So take 30% of your mana, and it'll just be gone. You'll see it'll be solidified the top, and that's it. You don't have to worry about recasting. You just you toggle it on, and that's all it takes. And that's how they work. It's X percentage of your mana, and whoa, that was a lot of damage for something. And the problem is that it also does that for your health. And I don't remember how it used to be before version 1, but it wasn't too bad. Now, however, this is two-handed, right? Yeah. Now, however, it really hurts quite a bit. And there are some talents you can grab that reduce the overall... there it is. Oh, no, that's sewer grading. Damn it. That reduce the overall mana reserved by auras. But it's still pretty harsh. So now the idea is, instead, you don't take the blood magic talent, and that way you still have a mana pool, and you can use it to feed the reserve spells. But there are blood magic support gems, so you can link in to one of the sockets a support gem that turns the spell into a blood magic spell. And then, all right, I don't think I'm going to wander any more than this. So what you do on your activated abilities, like your main hand attack, and maybe stuff like my leap slam here, to make sure they're always available, so you can't run out of mana. I mean, if you run out of health, you're kind of screwed anyway. Then you can do that. So you don't need a deep mana pool in general. In fact, a deep mana pool doesn't do anything for you because aura spells reserve a percentage of your max mana. So the more mana you have, the more they eat. So if you're doing something heavily aura-based, you don't, the size of your mana pool is irrelevant because it's actually almost always going to be 0. And that's it. And potentially you could run 2, 3 auras, depending on how it goes. And then it does tie up a support gem for your active abilities to use a blood magic. But it's usually worth the trade-off, and I think that's the sort of thing I'm going to be doing. And with that in mind is part of the reason I'm thinking about rolling a, what is a skein? Oh, new dagger type. This doesn't feel like a trap. Oh! Called it. I've played enough Dungeons & Dragons. I know how this goes. That's a lot of damage here. Superior Jingling Spirit Shield. Well, it is 16 quality, so it's worth trading that in. What, you guys aren't waking up? There we go. You're colored. Are you a rare? Oh, Marcus the Defeated. Well, you're not a rare, you're unique. Oh! The difference is in terms of whether or not they are random or not. And I don't think this one is random. I think he's a fixed encounter. God, these things have a lot of physical resistance. I'm sure that's what's going around right here. Just gonna let some of my mana regen. I do have my pot though, so I guess I'm okay. Apply a little bit of damage to this guy again. Maybe I should just shave off his friends there. Holy cow. Did he turn me to stone? I think he did. Okay. Let's just focus fire on him. I'm not going to have enough mana to keep hitting him with Frenzy. But that's okay. I have enough to keep the charge up. These full-scale armors have potential if I really want to get crafting. A rare composite bow. I mean, I'm not going to use it. And not that good. It's just going to get vendored. So yeah, what I think I'm going to do is actually go ahead and open up a guild. And I guess if people want to find me in-game, they can. I can't remember. Social panel. So, I mean, I should just be Quill18, I think is my account name. Although you put in a character name, that's right. So I'm currently playing Sharp Quills. Again, I'm on the Nemesis League. So you can find me there, and I'll create some sort of guild. That way we get access to a guild stash. So some shared tabs in our stash that we can share stuff amongst each other and things. I mean, I'm not going to be that active, but it still seems like a kind of a cool thing to have in general. I'm sure people would like to play together. All my viewers are very cool people. Although do keep in mind, it's possible that some of them might not be cool, in which case anything you put in the guild stash might get stolen. I guess I leveled up there somewhere. Right? So don't put anything in there you definitely want to keep for yourself, because you never know when someone might clear us out. Alright, so mana-wise, oops. What I could do is grab these guys. More max mana and then just dramatically increased mana regeneration rate. Which, given the fact that I'm so gear poor right now and I don't have the blood magic stuff available, starts to become very, very tempting. However, the other priority is to get Unwavering Stance. I really want that as soon as possible. Right, I've got that. I've got that. Unwavering Stance is going to be pretty damn important. But I don't think I'm in, like, super I'm going to die really fast mode yet. So I think I can afford to pick up that Mana Flows, actually, at this point. It's probably not a terrible idea. You do get some refund points, so later on I could always undo this chain once I start getting all the blood magic awesomeness going on. But I think for now this is actually going to be quite handy. I mean, the next 2 points are not going to be that great because they're just going to be a deeper mana pool, which, I mean, I suppose are not bad, but what I really want is the regeneration. And maybe this is crazy. Maybe I should just focus on more life gain at this point. I suppose I'm actually getting a lot just out of my flasks. So I might go back and undo that before I commit fully. Oh! This is my first unique! I've never gotten a unique before. Nailed Fist. Oh. Now, and we got a double axe. Is that enough room for the double axe? Yes. Alright. Is there no level requirement? Wait, really? So you can start using this from level 1? I think this is what I'm seeing. So, +3 life gain for each enemy hit by your attacks. That's just, claws always have the life gain ability built in. And then bonus attack speed when low life, dramatically increased physical damage, even more physical damage when on low life, and more accuracy when on low life. So, that sounds really dangerous. You don't necessarily want stuff that you're reliant upon being low life for. But just out of curiosity, if I did put this in, it would, I was going to say, pretty much just hurt my DPS all around. Apparently I got an achievement for equipping it, though, so that feels good. I suspect it's not a very valuable item. But if I'm making a new character somewhere, I might have him use that to start off with, because the base damage is really good. I'm betting up until the point you hit maybe level 25, this is going to be better than most things you're likely to find lying around. Hey! Well, we can test out the Cyclone Gem. We got a slot for it. Let's jump it in there. So I've got it Let's put it on this key. Oh yeah, very slow. Lets me get through things, but then I can't move, actually. Huh. I wonder how it deals, like how well it deals damage. It's not leveled up right now. It's not bad. Ooh, 18%. Huh. It's actually potentially fun. There's another waypoint. So I still don't have that last one, but that's okay. Alright, what's in this arena? Feels like something's going to happen here. Oh no, it's just the entrance to the catacombs. Alright, well, I got to cut this video because I have to get going. I have an appointment to keep, and then after that, I guess I'm going to have to play some Civ 5 since I haven't done that in ages, but all I want to do is keep playing Path of Exile. I mean, I'm sure that'll go away after a couple more days. I tend to be very mercurial with what games I'm playing. But, yeah. Anyway, see you next time, folks. Bye-bye.